Welcome back, Madcap Toys fans. My name is Kathy and
Daren.
we thought we'd do a what sold video for today because why not, right? We've got some sales that
Right.
came in.
And it is bone-chilling cold. It's supposedly 51 degrees outside, but with the wind that's blowing around here in our part of Spencer, Indiana, it is freezing cold.
What's weird is that it feels a little warmer outsid but cooler inside. There goes our heater. Just while we were talking, right?
Every time.
It wasn't on the whole time till now, right?
But it has been cooler, and in the toy barn, as we call it, it seems like we keep it heated in there, but overnight, a lot of times, for security's sake, we unplug the heater and just let it stay warm. Well, I've got the heater running right now to keep it warming up right now and to keep it going, to keep the products good, safe, and so that when we give them to you, there's no problems, you know. But, you know, as if we was actually working in there today. But it's cold. So, yeah, well, it's cold, though. So we decided, let's do it inside.
I wanted just to snuggle under the Santa Claus over here and just be able to share with you guys.
Which you see half of him.
The 8 items that we sold on eBay and Mercari. Poshmark.
Where are you at? Yeah. But here's the deal, too, guys. We have been making not bad sales, but I'm not going to say really, really good sales. They've been what I'm going to just call average sale amounts, like 3 or 4 at most a day here the last few days. But we've also had days when we've had 6, 7, 8, 9 that we've had to say, hey, we can't do a video because we've got to get those out now.
Right, and in between, you've heard it a bunch, but in between we had my son that had some physical issues. He's doing great now. Thanks for all your thoughts and prayers for that. And just everything just came all at once. So whenever I would get off the day job, in between getting so many that had to be due the very next day, because eBay, shame on you, that always puts it on one day instead of spreading it out.
Yeah. I don't even know why we do. Supposedly, we've got a program that we use. It's a 1 to 5 business day thing, and we rotate just to keep it, to give us a little time and to allow allotments of things to go. So maybe we won't have to ship every day. We always do because everything goes tomorrow.
Now, we actually, with this video being taped on a Sunday, Saturday, we even shipped. It was like, you know, Daren, this has got some heavy stuff. And it was some good stuff, by the way. A Star Wars pinball machine. We had a ship vehicle, right? What's that called? Was it the Star Wars?
I'm trying to think what ship I shipped.
Or was it G.I. Joe?
It's
I don't know.
G.I.
I don't remember.
It was a water moccasin. But I have been shipping out, over the last several days, several vehicles of various sizes. And some's like, we want them now. Right. So we have to get them up, pack them. So there's very little time to take and give you guys a video, which is sort of cheating us as a channel, but also cheating you as viewers that like to see what we're doing, because we're not always just doing toys, as many of you know, but we're having to get stuff out, but it doesn't make sense. Let's just take 1 or 2 items down there. We pretty much say, let's do the whole order that we can get together at the time.
Exactly.
All right,
so we've got 8 items up for grabs today. 2 are pending on eBay, that just happened this morning. So we're just going to go with what we have picked out so we can ship them on Monday, which will be the 5th, and move from that point. So, ready to begin?
I am. Let's do it.
Okay. So the first one we're going to start on Mercari because there's only one at this point. But we've had a lot of success, haven't we, during Mercari in the last 48 hours. We have had some sales just happening. My phone would go off while I'm at my day job. And
actually, I want to interject there. Mercari, over the last couple of days, or month, has been outselling eBay, which is totally backwards from what it has been for the last 6 months. Since the pricing has changed on the shipping on Mercari, and they've adjusted it to what it should really be, or way closer. And in many cases, our Mercari shipping has been way cheaper than eBay's, would you not say? I mean, that's what I've found to be the case.
I agree.
So our Mercari sales have picked up probably by 2/3.
At least in the last week or 2.
The last couple weeks, I'd say.
At least.
But before then, it had dropped, like we had told you in that one video, 33 to 75%, and that was killing our numbers. But as of late, we've been hitting it out of the park. We may have to do a little bit of adjusting, like I had talked to Kathy, and take some items that I've been putting in Dutch auctions on eBay because they're not moving like they should, and adjust them and take that listing down and list them individually on Mercari because people want them more on Mercari than obviously what I can offer them on eBay for.
And it makes financial sense,
Yeah, it does.
sense as well. And also with Poshmark, okay, maybe in this video we don't have anything on Poshmark, but we've been selling a couple things, items, pallet items, at least 1 to 3 items a week. So
and frankly, Poshmark has picked up pretty good. I mean, it's not always hitting a home run every day, but it has picked up weekly for us over what it was doing last year.
Yeah,
so
and for what
it's been
worth,
doing
what
good.
little is listed on there to make, a couple $100 a month, $100 to $200 a month isn't too bad.
I think we've got like 10% on Poshmark of what we have on eBay and Mercari.
Correct.
Because we're roughly at 8,000 plus items
on both eBay
on both
and
sites.
Mercari now.
And I think Poshmark's 800 plus.
Yeah.
So
they count for whatever weird reason they count sold items as a listing. I don't understand that,
but anyway, let's do this.
All right, let's do it. All right. So, but before we begin, right, we got to do this. If you like the channel, go ahead and subscribe. What are you doing? Why aren't you not with us? So go ahead and do that. And also, if you like the video, stay till the end. Comments, we love them so much. And thank you so much, you guys, that you know who you are, that continue to give us the input of your business.
And we really appreciate it. It does. And guys, we do sell way more than just toys. A lot of people misunderstand it, but hey, I'm not ashamed of selling the toys. It makes me a lot of money. It's paid my bills for 24 plus years on eBay plus, and we're still going.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely, and also as well, just because our name is Madcap Toys doesn't mean that we're not resellers. We're resellers too, and we like to be more and more engaged in our reselling community as much as we can.
Many of you guys that are sellers overlook the toys.
Absolutely.
They bring in good money.
They do.
And you don't always have to just buy junk at a yard sale. You can get good items and products and sell them and make good money.
This was actually a recent retail arbitrage around Christmas time. Yeah, and it sold. So,
all right, let them see what it's sold for.
Let's do it. It's Baby Alive, cute hairstyles, baby doll love on Mercari. And look at all the accessories, right? I mean, I would have been freaking out as a little kid, little girl, having all this stuff just in one box. But it is going out to Vince. Hi, Vince.
Thank you,
for $45 plus
shipping to boot.
Shipping to boot. Thank you so much, Vince, for that. Going out to you in the AM. So that is the ones that we have. And just to repeat, won't go through all of these, of course, but we did have some sales in the last week. Anywhere from a Fisher Price item to coins, a lot of coins.
A lot of coins and
weapons.
G.I. Joe weapons parts.
We had lilac floral leggings, Cat and Jack from a pallet, and bath noodles. We had the raspberry bath noodles. So in the last week or two, in between things, we were making pretty good sales.
I think on that list that Kathy's got, ad hoc but not showing you entirely, we've had probably 15 to 20 things go out on that list over the last several days and week that we've not been able to show you because, hey, tomorrow, hey, the next day, etc. and so forth.
Right. All right. Now going on to eBay, we have the Nick Jr. Play School Top Wing Brody Splash Wing. So cute. And it was on the Ellie shelf. Hey, Ellie, if you're watching. And it's going out to Carrie. Hi, Carrie.
Hey, thanks, Carrie.
For $13.99.
That's really nice.
And it was on Ellie's shelf one. And we thought it was another piece come in. So we took it off the shelf. We walked in. And I looked at the iPad. I was like, no, I got to go back. Because that wasn't it. So,
and that happened.
It happened. So we always have to recheck to make sure. We have, admittedly, in the past, have shipped items out that weren't the right thing before and owned up to it. So we try to make sure, double check, triple check.
A lot of the time, the biggest problem is you've got one box that maybe has a mark on it that other boxes do not have.
Right.
And that's usually the itty-bitty discrepancy. But
all right.
It does matter.
From the DC Comics series, we have the 2014 new Mattel DC Comics Multiverse Harley Quinn. I'm making sure, that's the right Harley Quinn.
That's the Harley.
Because she has different stuff going on sometimes. And it's going out to Kevin. Hi, Kevin. And this was on the Olivia shelf for $19.99. Not bad of a price. I think
Not
that's
bad.
what you had it tagged at the Madcap Toys toy store back in 2015. Nice. All right, now this one we gotta find. I won't even talk about it until our next video. It's from Star Wars, but we do have a loose. Now this guy has had a little bit of beat up issues in the sense of wear tear. Sometimes Daren will go to flea markets. He will go to yard sales. He goes to an antique mall on an annual basis, and sometimes we get things that aren't pristine.
Actually, a lot of this, for instance, this here I believe I got from a flea market, as it was at.
He's got what I say is he's got like a little black mark, which he tried to scrub off.
Mark. But basically, we got this from a flea market. Terre Haute.
Not Terre Haute.
Vincennes.
We go to Vincennes, but we also go to. It's blown my mind.
Yeah,
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
It's
it
the
really don't matter. But the fact of the matter is this: I pick up these kind of action figures when I can get them in a good deal at cheap, even if they got little black marks and stuff here and there. Because you know what? Most of the times I have collectors that will go and they'll do their magic to clean things up and all that. We do our best for everyone, but we're not going to take and spend hours on a toy that might be worth $6-7.
True.
You know, we'll do basic cleaning and disinfect us.
We gotta introduce him. We haven't talked.
Oh, I'm sorry, Superman. Yeah, but we'll do our basic thing, you know, and put them in there and put them in storage and ship them out to the collectors.
All right, now we're ready.
All right, do it.
1990s, because Daren didn't know the year. Sorry about that. We didn't do Google Lens on this one.
1999, right?
Nope, you just put 90s.
Oh, well,
It's all right. It's all right. It was an old listing. We'll forgive him for now. The 1990s DC Comics animated Superman action figure going out to Joseph. Hi, Joseph, from the Superhero Tote.
Yeah.
For $4.
Yeah, $4. And I mean, and to be honest with you, for $4 for a collector, that's a find.
That is a find.
I mean, you can get it for a kid, give it to a kid, give it to a nephew, give it to a son, etc. And they can take and have brilliant fun with that hours. But for us to sit there and spend hours cleaning something all the time,
can get a little bit
is monotonous.
All right, now this is not, I repeat, not an action figure in the sense. No. This is something that you will find with collectors that have clothing. Yes, I said clothing in them.
Yes.
So this is a Disney Star Wars R2-D2 Episode 3 Navy t-shirt in R2-D2 container, size medium. So they do have them different sizes. If you've seen one of these and you see them at yard sales or what have you, hopefully they'll still have the sticker on the bottom that shows the t-shirt and shows the size. See that? So when Daren found this, we went, not we, but our son told us about a hoard of Star Wars collection about 3-ish, 4-ish years ago. And Daren handed him $500 and said, go get them. And he did. He took our SUV and piled it up and brought it home.
Got him something to eat, made him happy. He's a good guy. And he got to keep actually a $389 helmet.
So he didn't go, not even his car, not even his gas, and got a $300-some helmet. So he was happy.
Which he still has on his shelf. They put up there, and it's like, I told him I had a whole grouping of mint and box, and one or two had been opened, but they were all still in boxes. I said, well, whichever one you want, you can have. Since you did that, that'll be Dad's pay for you. Because you can either have money or you can have something there. He took the most valuable one.
He did, but it's still proudly.
And that's the kid we're talking about that had a few issues.
Poor kid. He's doing fine now. Blood count's still really low, but it's.
But Dad appreciates his help.
So anyway, that was the Disney Star Wars R2-D2 Episode 3 Navy t-shirt in size medium going out to Steven.
Hey, thank you, Steven.
And it's going for $11.99. A little bit of a deal there, not much, but we wanted to kind of move that out because we're more into the figures and things, and that was part of a Star Wars collection.
And we are going to do a few things that we've told some of you in ad hoc in short videos especially, but we are going to vamp up and change a little bit of some of what we're doing with some of the collector items we have, because we're pushing to another end, as it was.
Correct. All right. So this came from the not the Disney tote, the odds and ends tote, which it should have went to Disney, but that's okay. We just moved it where we needed to at the time.
Berry buy?
It doesn't say, but I believe it
I
was.
believe it's a
Now,
buy.
my sons back in the day when Lion King first came out, they had this figure. I remember it very well, but it wasn't. It's not theirs original. This is the 1993 Disney's The Lion King Mustafa. This is Simba's dad, as we all know. And it's going out to Maria. Hi, Maria.
Hey, Maria.
For $15.98.
There you go.
That's
very
good.
valuable. I seen when I compared them online on 3 sites. I seen these way higher. And of course, some were mint box. A few, very few. But the ones we had similar to, I seen it, and I put my price at what I felt was a good price.
Right.
And obviously, it was a fair price. Because, frankly, we're not trying to get rich, but we do want to get the value.
So if I could go back in time, I would go through my kid's toy box and get that other Mustafa.
We'd never throw nothing away.
Because after, like, the Lion King movie kind of died down, they were over it.
Yeah.
So, just think.
And our nephew and, well, every one of them.
Mostly it was our oldest and middle son that went through that era there. All right, now this guy, we had to make sure.
Knock off Donatello.
That we called it a knockoff because at one time we had a figure on there we didn't think it was a knockoff. We were told it was a knockoff and they returned it. Wasn't very happy.
Yeah.
So we had to make sure that that we said that.
Yep, we had missed something, which is easy to do if you're.
Well, we thought it was a movie figure or something.
If you're
We didn't
doing
know.
in mass, and quite frankly, I'll be honest with you, a lot of these so-called knockoffs. At the time, we're selling at Dollar General and what have you. And a lot of the packages, you're thinking, okay, if it's a licensed looking package and all that, you wouldn't think it'd be a knockoff. But it obviously was. So, we've learned that many moons ago.
We put that not only in the title as KO, but we also put it in the description.
But yet there are people that want exclusively or also knockoffs.
So you're not going to be able to see
it. Yeah.
But in the description, it literally says, no, this is a knockoff. So there is no, no questions, right?
My biggest question that I would have is why some people call things knockoffs when supposedly it's legal enough to sell in the country and you don't have Playmates or whoever has the license at the time, Mirage, whatever, going after the people like you would think they would, and they're selling in big retail wholesaler distributor sites, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, etc. How is it these exist?
Well, let me go on a tangent real quick. I worked with a random girl at a place years ago.
Just show you.
And I don't know what we got on the subject for, because at the time I believe we were selling a little bit, but I was also doing day jobs too, and nighttime since it wasn't Daren. But she walked up to me and we were talking about something. I believe it was probably like counterfeits or whatever. And she said, look at my hat. She took off her hat. It was a pink and it said Nike in white. She goes, what do you think? And I was like, it's a Nike hat. Came from Nike, right? She goes, no, it's a knockoff. It's a black market. I said, how do you know? And she kind of showed me how she thought she knew that it was a knockoff. I was like, how do these entities get away with doing this?
Supposedly we have customs law enforcement, and they're supposed to take and gather all this stuff in that comes at the ports. And last time I checked it out and knew about it, unless they've changed the laws entirely, which is possible, they were supposed to take the stuff that's knockoff, put it in pile, and they're supposed to destroy it. But who knows, right?
Right. So who knows? Anyway, this is the 1999, and we do have a Leonardo that's a knockoff. So if you're interested in our knockoffs, check them out on eBay.
We bought a grouping of these and found out later on through discovery that there was knockoffs.
Right. Yeah. 1999 vintage Playmates toy. Well, in theory, right? Playmates Toys TMNT Donatello 100% complete knockoff.
The idea of Playmates Toys is because that's who he's designed after. Not from, but after.
Came from the Turtle Tote. Goes out to Tyler.
Hey, Tyler. Hope you enjoy.
For $6.
Thank you, Tyler.
Not bad with a weapon, right? Not too bad. Great for display.
Well, you wouldn't be getting the original with a weapon like that for $6. That's the biggest difference on knockoffs. There is a notable in most cases, unless there's just a huge collector push for a certain toy, figure, or play set, etc., vehicle, you're going to get a lot more for your money with the knockoff toy.
And two, if you put it on display, we watched a guy, I don't know his name, so I'm not going to shout him out, but a random video of his collection of all sorts of stuff, right? If he would have had that sitting there amongst his other turtle collection, you and I, if he doesn't claim it or name it, wouldn't even know or think that if it was, a knockoff.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Most of the time, I wouldn't care. If I don't collect turtles, I don't care. You know what I mean?
All right. This is the last one for the minute. Like I said, we do have 2 pending, but Daren told me about this one this morning. And look, at the very back, I always make sure that it's still running. So, love it. Okay. All righty. Didn't know he was going to sing that much, right? So, this is from the Blues, Clues, and You series. This just happened like...
That ain't Steve.
No, Steve's long retired.
Steve.
Right. It's definitely not Steve. Blues Clues, definitely not Steve. Blues Clues and You two-sided handy dandy notebook was on the Kathy show. And it's going out to Celia. Hi, Celia.
Hey, Celia.
For $21.99 plus
shipping to boot.
To be
honest, if it ain't Steve, it needs retired.
Steve decided to
go to college or
quit. And so that changed everything. So Steve watched my youngest son grow up literally every morning and night.
Watch him every day, right.
So, but that's all we have on this. Like I said, 2 pending orders that we're going to have to look for later in the toy barn.
And ourselves, guys, we found we're doing a little bit different. I am trying. I was going to run a program that I was doing and going to start it, and I've been talking back and forth with various people, but also seen online one of the guys that we talk to some, and he also does stuff. We're just going to just lower our fee rate on promoted listings from our basic 9.7 or so to
9.6.
2%, 1%, but you can't go below 2, it seems. So, we're just going to drop it down to there and just do it. Well, sales crashed.
It burned.
For a day and a half. So I said, well, this sucks and blows. So
to the point where our post office lady said, where were you yesterday?
We had a vacation. But
not really.
we sat there and I said, okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reset the ones that I had preset at that rate back to a rate, not as high, but similar. And then I also took, and I've been working my way up from 2.0% up a little bit every day. And I've adjusted little by little to see what a magic rate could be.
How's it been going the last couple of days since you've done that?
Well, sales have been picking up, as you noticed.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's because of the rate play or if it's because we have a set rate. About 8,000 plus items we have on there, and I think about 4,900 of that is set at the right at 10% as it was. Not 10%, but right around there, right? So, we're playing with the numbers, guys. We're doing our little tests, our little theories. We had people we was talking to, and they said, well, tell us a video what you found out about what you've tried and what your friends have tried and what you've gone on back and forth with. I mean, we talked at one time with various people about various items. Kathy's talked to some, I talked to others. The biggest thing is, guys, we've not found anything that we believe is helpful. I don't find anybody on the internet that we're talking to via the YouTube channels here that really has anything outside of speculation.
Right.
You have a lot of hot air going out there, but as far as concrete, we got facts that can back this up. We all have ideas. We have incremental thoughts that they seem to fall in line here and there, but you'll get something that says, hey, that's right on the money. And then all of a sudden something will happen that throws that idea out. Right. So we don't want to bring you something that has, 0.8 of a issue dealt with, we think, but then we've got 2 that may not fit in, and we don't want to give you something that just may be totally wrong. I mean, if it ain't proof, it's not proof. You know?
So we know it's fact. We don't call it fact.
So that's why we've not been sharing a lot of videos on things we think or believe. We've not been giving a lot of our opinions off on why we think sellers are up or down. I'll just tell you a fact I know. It's the dude in charge of eBay that's literally going around screwing us all over. Okay? Basically. That's just the bottom what it is. He's slowing down our sales. If you're not going to promote off-site, which, by the way, that's why we pay for an eBay store. That's why we pay for promoted listings. When they started this promoted listings, we was told, hey, get yourself more views, more sales by doing this on site because we're bringing people in. Now they're wanting us to not just promote on the site, but promote off the site and bring people to the site. They're wanting us to pay for their ad costs to advertise them.
And what's worse about that, Daren, is some of the other selling sites, they're starting to do it too.
Primarily Poshmark. It ain't happening. No. It's not happening. Our job, I feel, as sellers on eBay, is to take and put our best foot forward to offer our customers the best customer experience they can have, the best buying experience they can have. But I am not the guy that has to pay for the benefit of renting a store, which currently is roughly, let's just round it up, $79.
$75.
Now, so yeah, but you got fees on top of that. Right. All right. Pay 10, 15% fees. If you take all the fees that eBay charges you and then promote on top of that for the privilege, right, to get your items shown, which should have been shown anyway, it's a joke. It is. Why do we need to bring advertisement from us, our money, our sales, guys, our pocket, to help a billion-dollar business advertise themselves when, I mean, to me, I remember one of the best commercials I seen years ago, one of the most effective commercials, made me like the site for a while, overstock.com.
Yeah,
I remember the Christmas commercial. It stuck in my mind. Where was eBay?
Right.
Mercari did one football ad. They've been screwed up since.
Several Super Bowls ago.
Yep. And Poshmark, I ain't seen you, baby. Not at all. I mean, I think I may have seen one, but it's on YouTube.
Online ads. Yeah.
But I mean, come on, guys. That's not the seller's job to advertise for the site.
Right.
You advertise your stuff, my stuff, but the advertising for the site is supposed to be done by the site.
Correct.
That's a little bit of the contract agreement that we have, that they advertise and bring people to us because we're paying for the privilege to list on their site. Mm-hmm. They owe us something.
Yes, they do.
We don't get nothing else. If it's between you and a buyer, guess who loses? You do. Yes. You know. Okay. But guys, that's my thought, my idea. I'm not going to give you too many more because I just want to give you things that Kathy or I know, or things we can somewhat prove, right?
That's right. If we can prove it, we'll prove it. Yeah, if we can't, we're
not going to say about it because it just don't do no good.
Right.
And we don't want cash dispersions. We want to give you something you can take to the bank.
Literally to the bank, where you see it. And
I want your money to benefit you.
I want you to be scared that you don't have enough, where you have to go out and find things because you're selling out all the time.
And I'll be honest with you, another thing, Kathy and I, we've got a lot of stuff that we can put on, but it just seems like right now, because of what's going on, it's been a little harder to source. Yeah. It seems like in our area, it's been a little bit harder to source. We have a lot of things coming out of left field this year so far early, and it's just, oh my goodness, you know.
Yeah. And what we do have, we still have a good sized death pile, but it's hard stuff. Yeah, it's stuff that's hard to, I don't know.
Well, it's harder to list. Mm-hmm. I like to do at bare minimum 15 to 25 items, and that's minimum, right? Some of this stuff, by the time you get research done and things, and of course I'm doing taxes right now too, but by the time you get research done, man, you're like, I got 10 items on. I got 6, 7 items on. You know, research is a part of work.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll say, you only have that much listed today with that much money. Some of them, if they're Amazon items, that you got from either a high or low piece count, they, a lot of times they don't even have that item listed on their site anymore. It's been long gone, and you've got to figure out what it is without tearing open something to see it. And now it's an item that's open box.
Well,
So
here's
it's
an
hard to
example
do.
for you guys, and you guys are sellers will know what I'm talking about. I mean, I got people out there that says, if you don't put 100 items on a day, you're just not working. Well, that's BS, and I'll just tell you
Yeah.
that right now. I'm not going to tell you their names, but you guys know who we're talking about. And that's no dispersion on anybody else, but that's an opinion, guys.
Right, and
Okay?
if you've got over 8,000 items
Yeah.
and nobody can find something, I
Yeah.
mean, fill up all of our items into a building.
When I
okay?
first
It's
started
gonna be filled
working
up.
with Kathy on eBay, we had Jack Diddley on. I could make $1,000 in a day. Nowadays, I've literally got heading to $240,000 worth on,
That's true.
and we struggle to get $600 a lot. We struggle some days, as of late, to get $300.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
It is.
Totally ridiculous. Same site. They're known better, more advertised, name recognition. There's a problem, but it's on the site.
Correct.
All right. So, Kelly, you want to wrap it?
I'm wrapping it.
All right.
All right, guys, you have been awesome today, and we're going to start bringing more of these videos to you as the days go by. And if you need anything, you just let us know, or let us know what you would like to see, and just give us your input on it.
Questions, thoughts, ideas, and comments.
That's right. All right. Well, until next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.